friends, welcome. So I had prepped my nails. Actually had to get some new tips on here and get the putty on there. I cut them down a little bit, filed them so they wouldn't be pokey, and then got my peel off base on there, and I need to get them painted to proceed with my manicure I was going to do on them. But this day has really gotten away from me. It had a very slow start anyway, and it's late, or getting late. I think I'm going to go ahead and get my walk-in, and I can always do these tonight. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them here for now and go ahead and go for a walk. Be good for the mental health, and we'll be back. My little baby. Aww. Okay, so I decided today we're just gonna go ahead and drive to the park, even though it is a bit later. I feel comfortable enough at this one, so I didn't really feel like the neighborhood again. But I just got here, went to the restroom, and guess what? A stinger come for me. I kid you not. I literally just run out of there. They fly at me. Like, why? I'm telling you, they smell the fear. But when I was going to the car to leave, I've mentioned to you before, and had posted a picture that we have this mama bunny, okay? Well, when I was getting in the car, I saw another one, and it's a smaller one. It's not a baby, it's more like a juvenile, like teenager, kid, something like that. It's smaller. I did get a very short, small clip of it, so you should see it in this video. So cute. But I'm assuming it's one of hers. I don't know that for certain. It looks just like her, it's just tinier. And they've been hiding in my, let me think of the name, my little flowers I showed you, little pink and yellow flowers, cantanas. Am I saying that right? I can't remember. No, it has an L in there. Oh, lantanas. That's what it was. But I guess that's where they stay. They gotta stay somewhere because there's dogs all around. But yeah, this whole day I got a very slow start anyway. It's just one of those days. And I don't know, guys. Just life. My thoughts are kind of all over right now, which is one reason I said, okay, forget everything else right now. Let's just go walk it out, talk it out. This is Jen's therapy. Because look, when you deal with anything, whether it's just stress, maybe it's not even mental health struggles, maybe it's just you're just stressed. When we go through things, it can lead us to making bad and wrong choices for ourselves and our bodies, alright? Sometimes we just want to feel better, and we'll do whatever to feel better. And I'm trying to do this, you know, positive things, instead of making wrong decisions for myself. Because with the bad things, that temporary whatever you get out of it, you know, is just that, so temporary. The problems are still there, the feelings are still there. It just is like a band-aid for a minute, right? So the more positive things you can do in place of the not so great things, in the long run, is better for you, right? So here's us trying. Sometimes I don't know if you guys like to see the scenery, or do you like to see it like this, like you're walking. Now, oftentimes that does depend on if others are around, if I will point it that direction or not. So, but you can let me know in the comments so at least I know what you prefer when I can do so. But yeah, I didn't want to do the neighborhood, so this one has enough lights and it's in a decent location for me to feel comfortable enough to walk as it gets dark. So currently I'm feeling, I guess you could say, a heaviness, because no matter what stage you're in, if you are a mom, no matter what stage you're in, well, let's say this, you don't even have to really be a mom. If you're any type of caregiver, or it can even be for your spouse, like anything, if you are a giver of any kind, I'm pretty sure you'll understand what I'm talking about. But when somebody you love is dealing with something, going through something, and you know they're upset or hurt, you want to make it better, you want to fix it. And for me, that's my kids. It hurts my heart, literally, for them to go through any struggles or hardships. And I don't know about you, but with me, oftentimes life is full of it, right? Sorry, I had to pause. Then I gotta remember what I'm saying. When you're, you know, as adults, like it's when you're dealing with adult life and things you gotta do and tend to and all the responsibilities, you know, it does become a lot. It's a lot on your plate. Has some better moments, some not so better moments, right? So when my kids are going through it, it really bothers me, and seems like it's so continuous. And I want to fix it, I want to make things better, and I just can't. Can be there for them, support, but I can't. At the end of the day, I can't change things. Sometimes we just have to go through things ourselves, and that's just part of being an adult, right? But have not really gotten into it here before, as far as talking about caregiving, but I have mentioned that I've gone through a lot, and my daughter's gone through a lot, and she and I are like a team, and I was her advocator, I guess you could say, and helper, and did anything I could to make life easier for her, which I do both my children, but there were some extra things. So bless her little heart, she tends to get colds more often than most people and things like that, but a lot of times for her it's not just a basic cold, it'll be like real rough. And well, it's kind of that way for me. Like typically every year I'll get bronchitis ever since I was little, and it's horrible, it's like rough. But she's sort of kind of like that, and she also has asthma. Now that's kind of a weird one because I don't know, I think one of her doctors had questioned it when she was little, but nothing ever come of it. Well, after the big C came, along. Hold on, guys. Sorry, friends, I had a phone call I needed to take. So I gotta remember. Oh, look how pretty. But so I was saying she gets. Oh, the asthma thing. Okay, so yeah, after the big C word come She got real sick. And at this time, all that was like, y'all know, a whole mess, and not having the test for it and all the things, whatever. So anyway, long story short, a doctor diagnosed her with asthma. So that's been a whole nother journey and figuring that out and the triggers and all those things. But she just still gets sick quite regularly. And she was again recently. And so anyway, we did the things, get her feeling better, and now she was talking about something with the side of her face, and now I'm trying to pinpoint if it's medical or if it's dental. So anyway, we are headed to the dentist tomorrow to at least either yay or nay. That was the fastest thing to be able to get into to figure out, but which needs to be done anyway. Long story, we've had to switch where we were before, and it's time for the check, or it's past time actually for checkups anyway. So the saying, kill two birds with one stone, which I don't like that saying, but I don't know what else to call it. So yeah, we'll do that, get all that set up, and then kind of see from there if that's the situation or something else, and go from there. But there's kind of consistently something, and sometimes is worse than others depending on what's going on, but that's been a long journey. And then of course just the regular life stuff, and then both of my children have things they go through, of course, again, life. But I'll get really in my feels, and I've always been this way. I don't know, it's like the instant something's wrong or possibly wrong or needing to be taken care of, I instantly go into overload stress. Now, because of various reasons and people through my life, doctors and anything to do with that period is a trigger for me, which I think it is for a lot of people. But it makes it to where, like, it's kind of ridiculous because I get it just to where it's more difficult. And then I said, okay, can't do anything. You're gonna go to see about it tomorrow. I don't know why, it still stresses me out. I don't know what it is. I can't for sure pinpoint it. But I said, instead of getting all upset, just do your walk, do your talk, and you'll deal with it as it gets there. And then I also got to do an errand. I don't know, that's another thing. Errands, I don't know if it's because I just don't want to. I don't like them. I don't want to do it. This sounds so ridiculous, I know. Then I just let myself get stressed over the stupidest of things. But I think part of it is because for so long there was so much I needed to do and tend to. I'm just wiped out at that point of just kind of burnout, I guess you could say. But instead of it being a temporary burnout, it is a long-term burnout. Sorry, there's many here, so I have to keep putting the camera down. But if you're going through anything like that, I just want to say, I see you. I feel you. I get it. Keep on going, friends. You've got this. No, it's not easy. Yes, there are some hard times. Yes, there are some struggles. But you do one day, one issue at a time. And the rest of it, if you are a believer, pray about it and ask God for help and let Him work. And if you're not, look how stunning that is. My gosh. So pretty. And if you're not, then try to take a few minutes of breathing. Really think, what is it that you really, really, really need to do? And do that one thing. And let the rest wait. Because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. And we fret and worry about things that may not even get here. So just take a moment. Decide what it is that really has to be tended to. Just focus on that and get that done. Then go to the next if you have something else. But it'll be okay. Everything will be okay. I have this thing, like, I don't know, something about being told it's okay, or it'll be okay, it gives me a little sudden peace, little sudden comfort. And my dad would tell me, it'll be okay, hon. And I'll tell you what, guys, after he passed and I was dealing with things, it got to the point, more recent years, I finally told my husband, I said, look, sometimes it doesn't matter if you know or think it's going to be okay yourself. Sometimes I just got to be told it'll be okay. It just, like I said, just for that moment, gives me what I need. And I'll kind of just sort of have a little instant calmness. Not saying it makes it all better, no. But it gives me something in that little tiny moment that I need. So, took him some time, but he does now. He can tell when I'm feeling something, which is often. And he'll be like, it's okay. It'll be alright. So sometimes we gotta tell our people, our friends and family, what we need. Now, does that mean they're always going to listen? No. But I feel like if somebody really cares, they will. They will absorb what you're saying and listen and do what they can to help you. Kind of like our kids. Our kids say they got a problem, we're already on it. We're trying to fix it or whatever. They say they're hungry, we're trying to get them food, same thing. Now some people need to be told a little bit more often than others, but as long as they try. So some of the time I'm using, like, the walking, it's a type of mental health medicine for me, just on top of regular things that I can do. But I have to make myself still sometimes. But I can tell if I'm like, it'll be better for you if you do versus if you don't. And I know with the heat, that part's not fun. Kind of got to pick, if you're able to go in the earlier in the day or later in the day. I know sometimes we don't have a choice to be able to do that. always think too, if you can have one type of exercise equipment at your house, home, whatever, a treadmill, because pretty much anybody could do that. The easiest versus other things, like if you can't do weights or anything, or if you could only very, very slow walk, you know, you can set it at a low pace. But I understand there's different circumstances for people, that sometimes that's not a possibility either. But out of all the equipment, that's what I would suggest. Now I know it can get boring, but that's what this video is for, friends. We can walk together. Or put on something else you like. Just put on a scenery. A long time ago, I did try to do that. And I was kind of trying to think this person was jogging. And it didn't feel right. It was too unnatural. So I would just put on whatever other random videos I liked to watch. And it at least makes the time go a lot faster. Sorry guys, I'm trying to put my sunglasses up. I'll be looking like that one crazy lady with sunglasses on when it's getting dark. I don't know about with you, but for me it's like there is a constant situation needing tending. It's always something's wrong with somebody's car, or business to tend, or health stuff. Always something. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, it's only me that's feeling that way. So I have to know, do you feel that way too? I know I'm not the only one. There's some ducks. It's the ones we fed that one time. And of course I didn't bring the bread with me. And it seems like I'll have like a plan. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this through the week, and then it gets messed up or whatever from the things, and I don't know. I guess maybe I'm one of those people that's change is hard. Well, no, change is hard. Or having the schedule be different throws me, and then that'll, for some reason, gets me in not the greatest of moods. Again, like I mentioned the other day, it could just be because of the time I am in my life of ready to be, I don't know, it's more settled in that sense. But are you ever really? I don't know. I used to always think that some people just kind of have it made and things go smoothly, but obviously I'm not them. I'm not in their life. I don't know. But I would feel that way. And oftentimes I'll say, if I'm talking to somebody just about whatever, and I'll say, whether it's true or not, it's just the way I feel. So if I feel that way, I'm not saying it's a fact or it's true. It's just the way I'm feeling, which makes me respond in this manner. And also, if you're someone that deals with consistent health stuff, I know that one is a really, really rough one. You have to really dig deep and use all that strength you've got to get through all the days. my point in all that is I understand. Sometimes it's nice just to have somebody that understands. Oh no. There's the life flight again. I kid you not. Sometimes I pray regardless, but sometimes I don't know if it's, hopefully they're just, I don't know, going back to their base. But if not, they have prayers. Well, I guess that's a good point. There is, things could be worse. My dad would tell me that too. It can always be worse. And sometimes my little stubborn self would say, yeah, but it could be better too. Which, yes, is true. But sometimes maybe we're going through something as a learning thing. But sometimes we go through stuff, it just sucks. I'm going to be honest. It just does. It's not fun sometimes. Also, I realize I may not know you deeply, but I do care about you, and I hope you're having a good day. I hope you have a good week. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you have a good life. Just say it all, right? Sending here, sending all the good feels. Oh, by the way, I was talking about trying to get the background audio down in Meet Up. I couldn't figure it out how to do it. Sometimes there's a spot for it, and sometimes there's not. So, I don't know about that one. But I did look, and if I can figure it out, I will do so. Today was a leftovers day, but I was making sure my husband's got his lunch for tomorrow, and everyone else got leftovers. I decided I'm going to behave, not that it was bad anyway, but just, so there was enough. There goes a squirrel. He's running across. There he goes, right there. I would just do a tuna wrap. Another positive thing over just eating some chips. So that's what I did. I'm going to try to, if I get hungry later, only have a light snack. Well, I almost got a mosquito in my mouth. I'm just taking random ways. Even now it's late, and it's still, once you're doing like walking and moving, it still gets real muggy and hot. It's just humid here. I still need to decide just a little something to do this weekend. The thing is, I think I can tolerate the heat a little bit better than the guys in my family. Not that it's great, but I could probably stay out a little bit. Well, at least the husband. He's not a heat person. Well, my daughter's really not either. My son, he can take it probably better because he works because of where he works. He's always hot. Because I really want to be outdoors. But the problem is, goes to those darn mosquitoes again. I don't know what to do about that situation. They're real bad at my house. Well, not just my house, but in that area. But maybe it's because of different creeks. If they run through, like that one I showed you guys. I don't know. Because they're bad at my mom's house too, so maybe that don't even have anything to do with it. There goes one of those little quick grinning birds. Listen guys, I have to make sound effects. I've always done that. I don't know why. A long time ago, I had a friend tell me, I was really young, that I should do cartoon animation. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you're into something. Sometimes the sound effects just help. Those two trees look like, these ones right here, look like Christmas trees. There's another one right there. I don't know if it's going to show up good. I would like to have this, like, okay, I'm going to have a house up there. This is my lake. I can go in a little boat and get on a raft, but the water's clear, okay? I make the water clear. And then there's like a cutoff over there to where like there's a fishing area for the guys. And then the rest is to where you can just freely swim in it or ride in a little boat or whatever you want to do. And then I have an area over there, way over there. I can go riding on that four-wheeler. And then I have a little mud spot over there. I can go mudding. And then what else do we want? We gotta have to have our little animal sanctuary. That would be fun. I mean, of course, yeah, there's still gonna be problems. That's just part of life. But it would be fun. And no mosquitoes. I can make it how I want because it's my dream. See how it is getting dark, but it's still light enough out here you can still walk. I'll tell you what too, with my daughter having her appointment, I really need to go ahead and get mine going too, because I put it off. I'm bad about that. If something isn't scheduled, I'll just go about my way, unless something has to be tended to, just because I don't want to have to tend to things. But I guess that's going to be my push to, because I've been telling myself, you need to go tend to yourself, take care of yourself too, because you can't do all the things if you're not taking care of yourself as well. So I guess that's going to be my push to get my own stuff tended. Oftentimes we ladies put ourselves last, but it is a lot when you're trying to do for yourself and your family, or at least support, you're being supportive of your family by going with them or helping them or whatever. But I'll try to tell myself, well, once it's done, it should be done for a little bit. At least, even if anything needs to be taken care of then, once you're settled he should be settled for a minute. So that's nice, but then it always seems like that amount of time goes fast. And it's time to again, but again, that's just one of those things. I'm going to say something too. If you, whether it is daytime or nighttime, if you're able to and you have the feeling to, walk outside and look up for like 5 minutes. Do nothing but look up and breathe, of course. Sometimes to me, just looking up just takes me to somewhere else for a second. It's like you're in such a small area for how beautiful and big the sky is. Just one little person down here. But that goes into I'm a deep thinker. I don't look at the stars too often, and I should. So I think they're so pretty, but I don't know. Okay, now talk. I still got to decide if I'm going to be able to get to that set tonight, or may have to wait a bit because tomorrow's going to be so full. I'm going to get it up one of these next day or 2, 3. I just don't know exactly when yet, but I also have other powders, nail powders I want to play with, and I want to play with more of the foils that Miss Nails by Letitia gifted me. And I need to show y'all the box, like all of it, not just that one I used. And that was on my to-do list and just got behind, but I need to do that. But yeah, I still want to play with those. I'm determined I'm going to get that down better. Got a couple of one of the tips was to wait a little bit longer because I thought it had waited long enough, but it's worth a try. I'm going to try it again. I already got the next one picked out. I know what I wanted to use, and then decide if I'm also going to stamp with that or if I'm just going to use the foil only, because it's very pretty. I don't want to stamp over the foil, but like the rest that I don't do it on, I don't know, maybe I'll do it on all of them. Sometimes I don't know till I sit there and actually go to do it as to what I'm going to do. Also, I hope you do something good for yourself. Something that makes you happy and brings you joy. Okay, can somebody tell me, is that the locusts we're hearing? Because these ones come out at night, right? Gosh, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. Because I know crickets too, but these sound in the trees. So I'm thinking that's locusts. Somebody's gonna know. So please tell me. See how it's got some lights so we can still see. Because it's actually quite dark. It's more light over that way. I need to do spontaneous random things, because I just had the thought of night fishing. So I mentioned one time not long ago that I would do that when I was little. Me and my dad and mom and my brother, we would go, and I really enjoyed it. And I haven't done night fishing in a long time, but if we could keep the mosquitoes at bay, I should do that sometime. Just be like, let's just go on a random night fish, because it wouldn't be hot then. That would be probably fun. I say probably because I'm like, would it be? Sometimes it is good for us to get ourselves out of our box and just do something we don't typically do. And I'm trying to think where we could even do that at, because some places like this, well, I don't know. I need to look into this and see if this closes or not. I know some parks you're supposed to not be there after certain times, but some you can be. So I need to look into that. Not that this one would have great fishing. This one typically that I know of has like little tiny fish, but that's not the point of it for me. I would just put them back anyway. At the same time, I do feel kind of bad, or really bad, because I don't want a fish to get hurt or anything. Are y'all like that? Oh, I was trying to see what that sign said. No swimming, boating. I can't even read all of that. Sis needs to go to the eye doctor. That's something else I've been putting off. I just don't want to go. But I guess I need to. I know I need to. If I could get myself, maybe like say, okay, for this week, well, I mean, depending on when people get you in, this week you're going to tend to so-and-so, and that month you're going to tend to that, and force myself to take care of myself. There is a few things I'm honestly questioning about my eyes. It's got me quite nervous about it. But I know, of course, I won't know. I won't know if I don't go. I know, typically, if you go soon enough, they can tend to things. But they can't if I keep putting things off. See, I know the things. I just don't do them. I guess too, well, for me, it is hard, because I do try to be there and help others in my family if I can, or if there's not anybody else that's going. So then I'll just be like, I don't know. I'll be like, well, I did that, so I don't want to do my own. But I know I need to. Sometimes, this is a good one, guys. This is good. Listen. Sometimes we need to talk to ourselves as if we were talking to our friend. So like you're swapping places, okay? You are your friend, and your friend has your situation. What would you tell your friend? Right? You would tell them the right things and what they need to do. Now, you swap it and turn it to yourself. Yep. That's a good one right there, guys. So yeah, I would be telling my friend, I need to do this and this and this, which means fingers pointing back at me. I need to do the things too. It's easy to say the things, not easy to do them. That's me trying to help you guys. And I'm also helping myself at the same time. I don't even know what time it is. Can't see it. It's dark. I like to tell myself, okay, well, you're gonna do one more lap. I always do. I always have to say one more lap, and then you can be done. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. Actually, there's still others out anyway. So one more lap, friends. Isn't it just so pretty though? We haven't had a night walk together like this. Everything looks so different. It makes different colors. Pretty. Also, yesterday I was talking about dogs barking or like running at you or whatever, like even behind the gate. Yeah, my little tiny dogs, they're like that too. Man, they do bark. Them tiny ones really like to bark, and I try to be good about being respectful and not letting them bark long. And I'll tell them, no barking or you're coming in. And if they keep on, they have to come in. I have one. Actually, it's the youngest. She's the antagonizer. She likes to get them all started. Now I got another one she'll listen to me a little bit better now. But yeah, like you're not gonna be staying out here playing if you're gonna be acting up. So I do try to be mindful of that. And they always think they're bigger than they really are. They're like, if they go running at the fence or anything, I'm like, really, what are you gonna do? And they'll do that with my my neighbor's giant dogs. Boy, those things could, my little tiny dogs wouldn't even be a snack. And they still over there, my little chihuahua, thinking you're gonna beat them up. Come on, man, what are you thinking? I don't know what it is with them tiny ones. They are something else. But I've typically always had a tiny dog. Tiny dog or a medium size. Only had a big dog twice when I was very little. And then one of them was the one I was talking about. You might not remember, but I went out there to play with it. And it got me down on the ground looking all over me. It wasn't trying to hurt me, but I was little and I couldn't get away. But I was fine, everything was okay. I think that one was a German Shepherd because I remember I named it Lester. Okay, 80s babies. Who remembers let me think. PJ and Lester? It was a guy, and then he had it was a dog, but like a Muppet type dog. Its name was Lester. So when we got our Lester, that's what I named it. Named it after PJ and Lester. If you're like, what? Look it up. You might remember. It might ring a bell for you. Oh man, there's lots of cartoons I'll think about sometimes. What's that one I was trying to think of right now? Rock something. Oh my goodness, it had the little working men underground, and it had an older gentleman, and he also had I think he had a Muppet dog. Rocket, bro. It's on the tip of my tongue. If I remember, I'll tell you. That's gonna drive me nuts. Also, Inspector Gadget. Yep, that was one of my favorites. What was that dog's name? Remember Penny? And then there was the dog. I still can't remember it. I kept trying. It's going to dawn on me later. If I remember it, I'm going to pin it in the comments. Even if I have to look it up. So if you think of one, throw it at me. Let's see if I can remember it. I always like to reminisce on old cartoons, 80s and 90s. Most of the ones I would know. Well, you know, I would know older ones just because they did still play some of them. You can hear the frogs. It's just a peaceful sound. See how they have them lights? Isn't that pretty, guys? That's another thing. I should come sit out here at this time. Oh my gosh, that's driving me nuts. Is it the Rockefellers? I know that's not. Somebody's like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Now it's all quiet and peaceful. Yeah, this is our last one. I'm fixing to head to the car. But as you can see, it is, you know, still decent out. Well, I mean, there's still like people around and all that. There's still some traffic, but yeah, it's that time. But again, always pick and choose your surroundings accordingly and to the time of day and that sort of thing. Always be aware, look around you. Wouldn't be much longer. You would not even be able to see my hand to tell you guys bye. Still pretty over there. Actually, my son would probably get on to me right now. Mom, what are you doing? But it gives me somebody to talk to going to the car, guys. Thanks for walking with me. I appreciate it. But I do hope you enjoyed watching. I do very much appreciate it. If you enjoyed, if you don't mind, pretty please give me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. But regardless, I appreciate you watching anyway. So thank you so very much. Until the next one, have a blessed day, friends. Bye.